Okay, so let's take a look at a question that is vaguely similar to question number 3 on your practice sheet. Let's make sure we know where this is coming from. It turns out that this is in chapter 10, and the specific formula we're going to use to deal with it is formula 10.2. And formula 10.2 looks a lot like this. I equals future value divided by present value to the power of, so to the power of 1 divided by n, 1 over n, and then minus 1. Writing it sort of all along one line looks a little weird. Let's take a look at what it would look like if we wrote it out by hand. We'd be looking at something like, oops, let's not do that. Let's do I equals future value over present value to the power of 1 over n minus 1. Either way, that's what we're going to deal with. So let's go back here and fill in what we know. Future value in this case equals 1800. Present value equals 1400. N equals 3. So when we plug them in here, what do we get? I equals bracket so to the power of 1 over 3, and then minus 1. Which really looks like this. I equals 1800 divided by 1400 to the power of 1 divided by 3 minus 1. So when we plug that into our calculator, it's got to look a lot like this. $1,800, divided by 1,400 equals, we can see what that is, but we don't want to take it out of the calculator. Then y, to the power of x, bracket, 1 divided by 3, end of bracket, equals, see what that is, but don't take it out of your calculator. Then minus 1 equals, and this is a rate we're looking for. So once we look at this, we're going to have to go times 100 to turn it into a percentage. because the answer we're looking for should be a percentage. And the number I get is 8.7380373. And we don't know how many decimal places we're being asked for. So I'm going to assume 4 decimals. So it's going to be 8.7380%. And again, although it's important to know how the formulas work, it's also really useful to know how to do this stuff in Microsoft Excel. So let's go there. I need to share my screen again and go over to Find Excel. Hopefully you saw the first 2 calculations we did, and we've saved them, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel. So we've got this nonsense here, but in this case, we pretty well do have to reinvent the wheel, because we might be able to save and use some of this, but not much. So this is question 3. And now we're looking for rate equals something. And here, this is going to have to say rate. And notice what we're getting here. We're being asked about number of periods, payment, present value, future value, type, and some weird thing called guess, which apparently we can ignore for now. And I don't know if we ever need to make a guess. So let's fill in some blanks here. We'll have this, comma, this, comma, this, comma, this, comma, this. And we get another one here. So it'll look like that. It won't make any sense yet. So now we're looking at N per, payment, present value, future value, types in the right place, and guess. So let's fill in what we know. The number of periods in this question was 3. The payment is 0. The present value was our 1400, but the cash flow concept says we're going to make this negative. The 1800, oddly enough, is in the right place. Type is still 0. And the guess can be left blank, apparently. And we've confused Excel because Excel thinks this is a percentage, but we'll tell it it's just a number. And it's not 0.03, it's just 3. And we get 9%. Now, weirdly enough, we didn't get 9% as our answer, but we have to go this times 100. And we decided we wanted this to 4 decimals, so equals round this, comma, 4. So there's our answer. And we want to have a percent sign attached to it. So I'll put a percent sign here, and then I can go equals this plus this. And so we end up with our answer down here. that 9%, for some reason, Excel insists on rounding it to 0 decimals, but we wanted 4 decimals. So we're going to go with this as our answer. So let's copy that. Let's go back to new share, whiteboard, and go up to text here and put an answer in. Control V. And we're good with that. 8.738, 8.738. Excel ignored the 0, which is perfectly reasonable. So we're good with that as far as it went, both the calculation, the formula, and making sure we know how to do it in Excel. And let's go back to Excel for a minute and save this so we don't lose it. Okay. So I'll stop sharing.